and welcome to my live. Hope you are able to get some amazing information out of this live because today we're talking about how to not look cheap even when you're shopping at Goodwill. And so today I want to just jump into this and let's have that discussion about how sometimes when we buy things, it still looks cheap and what we can be what we can be doing to avoid this. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to waste their money, whether you're spending it on fabulous, high expensive stuff or even inexpensive. Okay. So that is what we're talking today about. So you've been thrifting and sometimes it still feels off. You bring it home and you try it on and yet it's still not giving the vibe that you really wanted to give. It's just not giving it. And you're not alone. So in today, I'm showing you why your Goodwill find still might be looking cheap and what you need to do to avoid this, okay? Hey, Karen. Hey, Thrifting Atlanta. Thanks for jumping in. All right, so most people are focused on price and not polish. And I'm going to say that again so you have that in your head. Most people are focused on price and not polish. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm the thrifting diva and I am all about getting something and on the low. I do not want to spend a lot of money on anything, whether it be clothes, furniture, skincare, it doesn't matter. My life story is about trying to get that luxe life on a budget. However, getting excited for those cheap tags at Goodwill or any thrift store and forgetting to ask, does this look expensive, is where it's going to be. That's where you're going to go wrong. Does it look like money? Is the question we need to be asking. It's a mindset shift because if you are not asking those questions, then you're going to be ending up with a lot of cheap stuff. So that's where the Luxe life begins. Asking the question, does this look like money? We don't have to spend a lot, but it does not need to look cheap. It needs to look like money. Hello, jumping in. Thank you, Tyler. Hey, Tyler, how's the baby? Hope everyone is doing fine. On this live, I'm just talking about how you can what you should be doing to make sure and ensure that your Goodwill finds are absolutely not looking cheap. Because just because it is in the right price tag, you still got to have that mindset of, does it look polished? Does it look like money? Because when it doesn't, it looks thrifted. And the worst compliment, actually, it's not even a compliment. The worst thing someone could say is, damn, that looked like you got it from Goodwill, because you know what it means right away. It looks cheap. And we're not about that lifestyle when we are trying to live a luxe lifestyle on a budget. Okay. All right. So before I had all, I had to learn the hard way myself. Let's be real. This is not a condemnation on anyone out there because it's more about me in this case. Before I had these specific mind shifts, I was doing the same thing, buying stuff because that price tag, $4 for a shirt. Oh my God. Yes. Put it in the bag. $5 for a pair of heels. Let's go. And then I get home and it's looking like, girl, or worse, I wear it out of the house and it's looking like, something's off here. Something is not feeling like what it's supposed to give. And so for me, throughout the years, I have developed what I call these filters. It's my Goodwill, my thrifting filters. And I want to talk about those with you today so that you can avoid all the hassle. Now, I know one of the reasons people do not like going thrifting is because it takes a little bit of time. And I'm not going to lie to you, it does. And if you are using these filters, it should. Because when I leave the store, even if I leave with one thing, it needs to look like money. It needs to look expensive. It needs to look polished. Because it does not make sense me going to Goodwill and spending $4 on a shirt that looks like $3. Okay? So I have what I am considering my filters. Okay, so put this in the back of your head so the next time you head into a thrift store, hey, let me put out the Thrifting Divas filters and let's see if it makes a difference in how I can elevate my wardrobe. Because the name of the game when you're in the 40s and 50s, ladies, is elevation. elevation. We don't need to look like we shopped at Forever 21. We're not 21. Claim the age, but we can still look like, let me show these young ladies a little something about elevated style. So the first filter we're going to talk about is fabric first. Fabric first. Filter number one. Cheap fabric will never lie. I've been there. I've been there. You know when they talk about some of those clothes that you wash once and it will disintegrate in the washer and dryer? Cheap fabric. Because cheap fabric will never lie. You know when people talk about that wear it one time and then you may or may not be able to get it another time? Cheap fabric. We're not doing that this year. In 2025, ladies in their 40s and 50s are going to know what cheap fabric is and how to avoid it like the plague. We are going to avoid the cheap fabric. I don't care how cute the print is. We are going to be avoiding those because those do not elevate our closet. It does not say luxe lifestyle. In fact, it says the opposite. It says you thrifted that, or worse, you found it on the street. So we are going to be looking for fabric that tells a story that, ooh, money, 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 money. We're going to tell a story that when she walks in the room, they look over because, who's that? Because it's about the fabric. Okay. So when you're in the thrift store and you're looking through, you're going through the stuff, that's why it does take a little bit of time because you're going to have to do a little bit of work to get to the right stuff. And let me tell you, the thrift stores have the right stuff. You're just going to have to do a little bit of work. You're going to have to do a little bit of watching. You're going to have to look and feel. So if the fabric feels scratchy, not talking about wool, but if it feels scratchy or very stiff or worse, thin, the Sheins of the world, where those things feel like, oh my goodness, there is no weight to it, then you're going to pass on it. I do not care if it's $1. You will pass on that. You're going to say, not today, Satan, not today. You're not bringing that home because it is not going to get better over time. You are not going to be able to fix it up with other pieces because it will not lie on you. It will look cheap and your whole outfit will immediately be brought down to that cheap level. Okay, so we're going to move on those. So when we are in the thrift stores and we're in Goodwill and we're looking through the racks, I want you to touch the material. I want you to feel it, how heavy it is or not heavy. I want you to feel it because that is going to help you determine whether this is a fabric that's really good. Now, some of the great ones, if you look on the tags, you can find what we call natural fabrics that will be better. Cotton, 100% cotton, linen, silk. Those are the fabrics that they are going to hold up over the years. And more importantly, they're just going to make your outfit look more amazing at the end of time. So if you are putting on that filter, fabric first is our filter one. And once I started employing these filters, trust and believe, I saw a major, major difference in how the look came together effortlessly. Like I didn't even have to try as much because the fabric and the quality of the clothes was doing 80% of the work. My style vision was 20%. If you got the fabric down packed, if you can really concentrate on finding pieces that have good quality fabrics, you are going to be way ahead of the game when it comes to a polished and luxe wardrobe. Okay, so the mind shift, as we talked about, is don't focus so much on price, focus on polish for luxe lifestyle. We're talking filter number one and fabric first. But let me know in the comments if you believe that, or if you're just like, no, it goes with, you will pick up anything and you'll bring it to life on its own, regardless of the fabric. I really want to know because I know for some people, it's about the print, it's about the style, and fabric is not really a big thing. And when I was shopping and doing this when I was younger, I definitely picked up a bunch of things that I was like, even in my head back then, I was just like, damn, this feels so light. Is it gonna hold up in the machine? And sure enough, it did not. but wasted that money. And let me explain one thing. I have a dear friend who's always talking about price per wear. So let's say we buy something at Forever 21 and it is $19. And that's $19 that you're like, it's pretty inexpensive. I could wear it out and I get a few wears in it. But that's $19. Let's say at $19, however, you are only able to wear that twice. Okay, so now we're talking about $38 technically, that $19 per wear. $38, and you were only able to wear it. Well, I'm sorry, 19, not 38, but you're only able to wear it twice. That is it turns out to be a more expensive, because every time you wear it, you deduct, right? It depreciates in value. But what if you could wear it for 30 times? Then that becomes more effective on your budget versus if you only wore it twice. So just because you walk into these places and they're like, it appears to be cheap, especially if the material will not hold up because it disintegrates. I mean, I have literally put things in the machine and it's gone at the end of the day. I'm like, that was a waste of my money. Okay, so look at fabric, and I would say as women in our 40s and 50s, especially if we are more established, I'm not saying that we need to spend more, because remember, it's a luxe lifestyle on a budget. I'm just saying that even when we are on this budget, we need to have some filters to make sure that we are really putting our money where luxe is. And fabric in your clothing is a big one. And it doesn't only mean that just because it's more expensive, it's also going to be better quality, but you're looking at the fabric, right? Filter number one, fabric first. All right, I have some notes. So if you see me looking down, that's why I want to keep this, keep this right there. There we go. Thrifting Atlanta, you're right. $9 per wear. Okay, so filter number two, we're going to talk about fit over brand. And this one's going to get some people feeling like, is she talking about me? But I'm not. I'm talking about myself and all of these things. These are things that I have learned along the way. And now I want to share it with this community, because I have realized even more so that a luxe lifestyle, half the planning in that is really a mindset shift, because it doesn't always have to be about the money we spend. It is really a mindset shift. Just like looking through the clothing in the thrift store now and being very intentional and focused on the fabric versus the cuteness of the piece is going to get us to that luxe lifestyle. A closet that's elevated. All our looks look like we stepped out of a magazine. All our looks look like we got it together when we don't. All our looks look like, damn girl, where do you shop? And so that's where this luxe lifestyle for me and this community is so important. Okay, so filter number two, fit over brand. Now, that $3 blazer won't do you any good if it hangs like a trash bag. I'm sorry. Prioritize fit, even if it means tailoring it later. And let me tell you, tailoring, get yourself a tailor. Someone who will give you a little discount every now and then, because the way the way a fit looks on you, that it looks like it was made for you, makes such a difference when people see the final look. I mean, I have a bunch of things. I mean, truth be told, I have a bunch of things in a bag that needs to go to the tailor. Tailors are expensive, but worth it. And I feel like this: if I'm gonna thrift it for $3, and it's a beautiful blazer that probably is normally retailed for about $150, and I tailor it and I spend $40, so now I'm at $43. It's great. The fit is amazing. The quality is amazing. I'm gonna hold on to it for a much longer time. And so for me, that indicates, for me, that allows what would I say? for me, it just makes sense. It makes dollar sense. It makes sense budget wise. It makes sense. So I have seen sometimes when people are wearing things that I'm like, that is a beautiful look on the person. Like if it was tailored, if it fit them like it was meant to fit them. And so I bring up the blazer because blazers is one of those things that often I see when people are wearing it, and that it doesn't fit them because it's not tailored right. It's really big in the arms here. It doesn't fit at the right place at the bottom. And so I always, with women, I say to them, especially if I'm helping them thrift or anything, I say, hey, this is a beautiful, beautiful blazer. It can fit you. You may need to do a little bit of tweaks on it and it will be 100. So if you are someone who wants to thrift and you are looking to make sure that wardrobe is luxe and elevated, you really, really need to invest some of your pieces by taking them to a tailor. Because yes, it was $3. Yes, it's a gorgeous piece. Yes, you got the fabric right. But if it looks like it fits like trash bag, then it doesn't help you. It does not help you. And then on top of it, you're not going to wear it again because you didn't feel confident in it. If you don't feel confident in it and you don't wear it again, then it really, $3 pretty much was a waste. So I would say fit over brand. Now, some brands are just amazing, but it's still, if it does not fit you. So that's my filter. Filter 1 was our fabric. Filter 2 is fit over brand. If you're looking to elevate and have such a beautiful, polished wardrobe in your 40s and 50s. And I think at our age, we should be going for the rich auntie vibes. Okay? That's why I want to be like, girl, my nieces and them do that. They're like, rich auntie here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am not 21. I do not want my blazers to look like, there's no structure to it. It fits, it's, too big on me unless it's the look I'm going for. So the hem on the pants dragging on the floor. Corinne, I would say, I'm going to be back and forth on that because there is a look that goes with the pants that's supposed to be really all the way down. But you're right. If they're not hemming it, that is a big one. You can hem the pants. I find dresses all the time. I'm only 5'6", so I find tall girl dresses that I'm like, this is gorgeous, but I need to hem it. I need to take it in and have them fix it. And so, I put all those in a bag and then I take them. I have a bunch to go actually this weekend. Monday, I need to do that. But yes, tailor. It just prioritize the fit over anything, because if you have the right fabric, you have a cute piece, then don't be afraid to go to a tailor and have them get you all 100, because it's going to make a major difference and people are going to see it. And more importantly, I'm telling you, I promise you, you'll see it. I have never gone and gotten something tailored where I'm just like, I wish I could tailor everything. It's expensive, but it's so worth it. It is so worth it. So grab something the next time and let me know if that is something that you took it to the tailor and you're just like, yes, worth it all the way. All right. Filter number 3, and we come into the end of this live. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. Of course, if you're not already following your girl, why not? Thrifting Divas. Hello. But we're talking about filter number 3, and that is details matter. But say that again, because I do not think too many people put enough thought and process into this when they are thrifting. And so because of that, your things are going to look cheap. They will look cheap. You can brag all you want that it was $5, but if I feel like it is $5, then is it really a brag? It's not. I'll throw that out there. You're not bragging if it looks like $5. No one wants to hear that what they're wearing looks cheap, okay? So make sure that we are following these filters. Filter 1 was, go ahead, drop it in the comments. But if you joined late, filter 1 was fabric first. Filter two. Filter two was fit over brand. And filter three is details matter. Always. Always. Those gold zippers, those real buttons. I really wish they would continue. They would not have gone away from real buttons, because when I do see things of vintage pieces that had real buttons, such a difference. Even the buttons had weight to them back then. Now these buttons, you could just, I'm like, ugh. I normally would take off. If I really find something that I'm like, I love, 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 I take the buttons off and replace them with buttons that look amazing, because those cheap buttons are like, oh my God, please stop. Lining. The one thing I love is pants with lining. I just feel like, ooh, I have hit jackpot. Lining makes it, ooh, my goodness. Darts. And so darts, if you don't know, is like where it allows for, I don't even know how to explain it, but darts, especially in blazers, just that tailored look again. Once again, it just, all these things make the details. Functional pockets, yes. I mean, absolutely. Those are the details that make things just look like, okay, I see you. Those are the things that make it just look like money, expensive, not cheap. I'm not trying to hit on anyone here, because I've done all of these things. I've wasted a lot of money and time where I just was like, it was $1, it was $5, it was $10. Oh my goodness. And it didn't fit well, or the fabric was horrible, or worse, the details were not there. And so if you are looking to elevate that closet, that lifestyle, details, ladies, because that's what's going to set you apart from our little 19-year-olds. My daughter is 13, and the things she wants to pick up, I'm like, no details. They have no structure. The fabric is horrible. And you can't tell them anything because they think they know it all. But now that we're in our 40s and 50s, we're not doing that. We're not wasting our money on things that just does not elevate us. Because why? Why live in that world anymore? We're not there anymore. And we know better. We know better. And if we don't know better, we will learn to do better. And that's how I went through this. It's not a matter that I know it all. It's just that I've done all the wrong things before, and then had the aha moment, or someone told me, or I found it or read it somewhere. And then I'm like, oh, well, duh, that makes sense. So for me, these filters help me that I can go everywhere and get a compliment at some point. Because it's like she walks in the room and they're like, ooh, I like this, I like that. And now I can brag, because I would brag and say, yes, I got this at the thrift store. Oh, girl, let me tell you, Goodwill. And the look on their faces to say like, wait, what? Wait, who? Wait, huh? Yes, ma'am, Goodwill. Let me tell you. So put the filters on, because I promise you, the lifestyle, that elevated closet is there. You just have to add these little tweaks to it, and then you'll be fine. So I'm going to say that you can find all of these things at Goodwill. You can find them at Salvation Army. You can find them at Savers. You can find them at Red and Blue, any thrift store that you are looking at. You just have to go in and be a little more intentional. Let's not look only at the price. Price over polish is not the way. We're looking at polish over price. And when you're in the thrift store, you're already saving. So you don't have to worry too much about the price. You just have to worry about the details now. Let me know in the comments if this is making sense to you, because we want to make sure that I'm giving you some good, valuable information so that you are absolutely thinking of coming back for more on how to elevate and have that luxe closet, luxe fashion, luxe everything, so that everything else in your life just feels like, ooh, let me just level up. I'm leveling up my closet. I'm gonna level up my skincare. I'm gonna level up my home. You know, all these things make our whole, it's a lifestyle, a mindset shift, okay? So if this is hitting home, please leave a comment and let me know which tip you are going to be trying the next time you go to thrift. Because I really want to know, like, are these things, you know, is it something that will make sense to you? Okay, now one bonus tip here is going to be about colors, and I'm going to do another live, and actually might do a video on this one about the types of colors that you should wear to just have that ooh. Now, I just came back from Japan, and I'll tell you this. Interestingly, that's a whole nother video, but interestingly, in Japan, they do not wear a lot of colors. And I am from the Caribbean, and colors is my love language. I have to have colors in my life. Like, I cannot do the beige cream and beige. That beige look is just, it's gorgeous, but it's not only me. However, what I did learn in Japan is how to embrace the neutrals and just add it to my colorful lifestyle and elevate even more. And so I am, part of my wardrobe is just about to go even to a different level because of what I learned in Japan, and I cannot wait to share this with you. But if you're someone who you're not really there on the colors yet, another easy way to not to be able to not have your stuff looking cheap from the Goodwills and the thrift stores and stuff is to focus on colors and the colors that you're going to pick, because there are some colors that definitely are going to look rich, expensive, money. And in Japan, they have conquered that. In Japan, I would say walking through the streets of Tokyo, they have conquered how to look money without spending a lot of money. And so some of the colors that really dominate in Japan were like creams, camels, navy, olives, grays, and black and white. And these shades, they always photograph chef's kiss. Okay? And they mix beautifully with the colors, like your girl from the Caribbean who needs to have those bright pops in there. So when you are thrifting, I'm just adding that little tip there for you is maybe, and if you're looking specifically to elevate and have that polished wardrobe, then maybe just focus on some of those shades in the beginning until you feel more comfortable, confident, and able to mix in the brighter colors, okay? So that's one little thing to think about. What is your favorite color? Drop it in the comments. Are you someone who likes the neutrals, or are you into mostly colors? Or for you, it is fashion is fashion. It opens up the doors to anything and you are willing to try it. But I know there are a lot of my friends. I have a lot of friends that, who come to me with advice on dressing, and for them, my ability, I would say ability, to jump into the very colorful world they're not there yet. But that's fine. As I said, in Japan, they have mastered how to make neutral, when I say neutral, like neutral colors just look and just chef's kiss. So if this was something that you enjoy, please go ahead and follow my channel. We're on that channel. We're talking about how to make a luxe lifestyle, but always remembering that budget is key, and that we are going to do this on a small budget, not a large budget, but we're going to do it intentionally, and we're going to do it that we feel just as confident as the lady walking next to us who may have spent $1,000 on their look. Okay? All right. If that is it and there are no questions, I'm going to jump off right now and get ready for the evening. Hope all is well on your side or wherever you're watching this from. Leave a comment in the, if you have any comments or questions. Hey, Sonia, thanks for jumping in. I appreciate that. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Until next time, bye.